Hi, Gerhard Bloom here. Let's look at the question of whether or not we should trust the science. Right? Well, consider that trusting the science, this is from people who brought you non-binary, pregnant people, chest feeding. These people also brought you racially segregated dorms, graduation ceremonies, and yes, speech codes on university campuses. This is cultural Marxism. And these people are militant ideologues attempting to coerce ideological conformity. Vladimir Lenin, parroted Marx in arguing that Marxism was scientific socialism. Yes, Marxism, scientific socialism. So no, you shouldn't trust the science. You should trust the scientific method and leave these ideologues absolutely out of the picture. What they're giving you is poisonous ideological nonsense. It is not science. And Lenin, the leader of the Russian Communist Revolution, asserted that Marxism was the scientific method in sociology. These leftists haven't given up on that particular dream. And it was granted scientific certainty. And allegedly, this scientific Marxist science would inevitably end in the victory of socialism, and yes, it would be an absolute utopia. It's a curious paradox at the heart of this analysis. If socialism was the inevitable outcome of material contradictions and conditions, why did it need pointy-headed party leaders to educate the masses? For Lenin, the party was the guardian of truth. Marxism couldn't advance without purging false ideas. You know, suppressing misinformation and disinformation. Do you see any parallels here? Thus, Lenin demanded that the party continue to purge itself of wrongthink. No, it wasn't 1984 and George Orwell. Wrongthink, Vladimir Lenin. And yes, the party, it canceled plenty of people. And yes, our social justice warriors frequently attack their own for violating the latest nonsense, right? This is a demand for ideological purity. It's the world's smallest violin. Yeah, if you scratch your head for a moment and think, well, I'm not so sure men can have babies. Oh, you are canceled. Of course men can have babies and they can chest feed. What are you, a bigot? And the USSR, it purged plenty of non-party members as well. Millions of innocent people were murdered. About 18 million people were sent to the gulags, slave labor camps, right? This in the socialist Marxist utopia. And our current social justice movement, this is, again, cultural Marxism. And it has plenty of pointy-headed elites that they believe they have the truth. Well, they don't. They have ideological nonsense. And throughout the education system, they are indoctrinating students into this poisonous, tribalizing ideology. The CRT, this radical sex and gender ideology, cultural Marxism, queer theory, critical race theory, a species of Marxist critical theory. You don't believe me? Do some research. I've done plenty. And cultural Marxism, it seeks to weaponize the various identity categories because each is allegedly oppressed by the evil, exploitative, capitalist, patriarchal, white, cis system. This ideology has infected the corporate world, entertainment, sports, the church, and mainstream media. As witnessed by the discoveries of Twitter and on Facebook, they will make every effort to purge what they declare to be misinformation and disinformation. In this new Orwellian context, misinformation and disinformation is information that speaks against a lie. And yes, they label and slander everything that speaks against this poisonous narrative. I hope you will check out my book, Deconstructing Social Justice. It's available on Amazon. I promise you, it's important, and not because I wrote it. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Bye-bye.